What's going on, friends? It is Steven here for another exciting edition of the MySpace Music Feed, the ever-increasing world of MySpace music. Today, we got a doozy for you because I will be sitting with Lady Gaga. She's awesome. Her music's awesome. Awesomeness will abound. Also, Jordan Taylor's going to give you the news on what's going on inside our music site. But let's get right to it. Me and Gaga, which we shall go. To my immediate right, well, I think you know, the one, the only, the incomparable Lady Gaga. Now, I want to talk about the deluxe edition of The Fame. It's you have The Fame Monster, right? One separate record. And The Fame. Will you explain it? Tell me how you put it together.
Well, actually, I've written The Fame, and everyone at the label and my management, they were all saying, oh, so exciting. We've got at least 5 or 6 singles on here. We can just keep going and do Christmas. And I sort of surprised everyone one day, and I said, well, I wrote some new music. Would you like to hear it? And I played them 8 new records, and Jimmy Iovine's like, oh my God, you wrote a new record. Listen to this. Oh, it's amazing. I hear 5 more singles. It's crazy. So I was excited to put some new music out because the truth about Lady Gaga fans is that they've been with me for a long time. So the rest of the world might just be catching up to me now, but the truth is that I've had an album out for over a year now, and I like to be prolific.
How do you formulate a song? How does a Lady Gaga tune come? What's the germ of it? Is it sometimes a melody? Is it sometimes a beat? Is it sometimes a story?
It depends on what I'm writing and how the inspiration comes, but with The Fame Monster in particular, I began to write the music as I was hearing it and repeating verses over and over again until I was writing the choruses. And then I realized that I was writing about fear. So in my self-discovery through the songs on The Fame Monster, I discovered Monster. And that is when each song began to sort of take on its own life. Fear of alcohol monster, fear of sex monster, fear of love monster, fear of death monster, Dance in the Dark is fear of myself monster. So it's a much more personal record, but conceptually it sort of wrote itself.
We'll have more of Steven's interview in a minute, but first, here's what's happening on the site. Scrappy indie groups, the death of auto-tune, and yeah, even more Gaga. 2009 was another wild year in the world of music, and this week we're looking back at all of it in our mammoth Year in Music feature. Check out the site for our list of the 50 best albums of the year. We'll see if your favorites made the grade. Also, we're going to be presenting our top 30 music videos of 2009. If you missed them, consider this your last chance to catch up. But for now, let's head back over to Steven with more of this interview with Lady Gaga.
Now, the Monster Ball tour, what aspects of your tour, of your show, and I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask, are you not involved in?
None.
None. Every single thing.
Yeah.
How did the tour itself come together?
It was a very interesting development, the Monster Ball, because the Monster Ball was supposed to start next year in February, and then after the Kanye tour ended,
Right.
I decided I was going to go on tour anyway. And I sort of picked my ideas up by the bootstraps and said, let's just do it now. And, you know, I trust myself more than ever, I think. I think something I've really realized is that I am enough on the stage. I don't have to worry about how this or that the show is. All I have to worry about is whether or not the show is true to who I am.
I want to end with, what has been your favorite, because you're now a pop culture icon. You have achieved that status.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing.
Listen, MySpace.
Here's the thing. We're going to do a little multiple choice. Over the past year, what would you say is your biggest pop culture moment? Would it be A, cover Rolling Stone, B, Saturday Night Live, or C, South Park?
I would say neither.
None. Neither of the three.
No.
No.
I think the greatest pop cultural impact that I hope to have offered is that the gay community is slowly taking over the universe. I think that it's truly remarkable that dance music is now something that is more normally and readily played on the radio. And in truth, I feel that dance music is really something that the gay community fights for and upholds and is sort of the nexus of. And There's no joyful community in the world quite like my gay fans. Their sense of celebration of freedom and life and love is something I haven't experienced anywhere else. And I am biased because they are my friends. So I guess my goal is to use music as a way to bring all sorts of communities of people together, to blur the lines and to say music has no politics, music has no religion, music has no color, music has no sexual preference, music has no color preference. Music is free.
And that shuts the door on this episode of the MySpace Music Feed. Totally awesome, you guys hanging with us. And you know what? Thanks for hanging with us all year. We're going to take a short break for the holidays, but we will be back in 2010 with more new artists, more older artists. Well, maybe artists who are just a little older than the new ones. Maybe a new older artist. Really, we're not ageist here. We like everyone. So we'll see you guys in 2010 with our first guest.